is your process for staying true to yourself? Because you are someone who, I would say is that, like, you are who you are. And certainly there's a lot of different directions that you can go from a perspective of who likes what and what people are interested in and what you do. But you always seem to stay within yourself. How do you do that?
So two things. My very first demo, which is on my website someplace, was me in a 90-second video making some salmon. And I wasn't me. I didn't know how to be me. I, in my head, had an idea of me as existing chefs that cook on TV. I go, well, they're all successful. I need to be like them. And so everything I did was mimicking them, the way they set up their stuff, the way they acted, that kind of thing. And it took me 7-8 months to get to the point where I went, why am I trying to be somebody else? I think there's enough of me to be me. And that moment, I wish I could attribute it to a particular video, but I can't, it's been too long now. It was a palpable change. If you watch me one day and you watch me the next, you'd be like, wow, this guy's very different now. He's very comfortable, he's in his own skin. I'm sure that's like that for, a doctor with their bedside manner, an accountant dealing with their clients. However it is, whatever you do, in the beginning, you're different a little bit down the road. But I also have these words of my grandmother in my head, and it's silly. She always uses this expression, that's why they make different flavors of ice cream. Because not everybody wants vanilla or chocolate or whatever. And the reality is, I don't even like ice cream. I like a sorbet and ice, but I don't want that. So I say this all the time in my head or to people that I know. When people write stuff about how horrible I am a cook and I'm an idiot and I'm an asshole and I shouldn't have my own channel and stuff like that, well, watch something else.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff out there. If you don't like me, you should not watch me. If I don't like a restaurant, I won't go to that restaurant. Mm-hmm. I'll go to some other place. I know there's enough of me to be comfortable. It's easier only having one version of me to remember. It works. It took a little bit, but I don't care what people think. And I think that's maybe the most important part. Now, I'd like to make that blanket statement, you shouldn't care about what people think, but
it's not always true. I mean,
it's not always true. Yeah. When I was in the biotech business, I didn't know how to get out. I'd go through the newspaper and try and find a job description in the help wanted general section that I thought I would be good for. And that didn't work. It was a terrible idea. I mean, it was you looking for a career. So one day I'm in my office and I said, what if somebody came in right now and said, Sam, you can go do anything you want. No regard for how much money you would make, what it was, what people thought of you, because when we're younger, we live under the umbrella of other people's thoughts. Mm-hmm. What will my parents, my grandparents, my friends think if I decide I want to go be who knows, go live in Utah for a year, right?
Yep.
Might they say that's crazy, you shouldn't be doing that? That's not a good way to operate. If you're gonna move to Utah for a year, you should go with the full understanding that this is what you wanna do. Yeah. And you're gonna grab everything you can and make the most out of it. When Kelly and I first got engaged, we decided we wanted to move to Toronto. I wanted to be in advertising, and then in Canada, that was the place to go. So we told her mom, her parents are separated, told her mom and her mom's husband at the time. They were so supportive. We told her dad, and her dad just sat the whole time with this scowl, and he went, well, I have a suggestion. I go, sure, what? He goes, why don't you, Sam, you move to Toronto by yourself. You try and find a job. If you get one, great. Then Kelly flies out. She joins you in your new adventure. If you don't get a job, you come back, and Kelly hasn't wasted her time traveling across the country for nothing. And I said, well, holding Kelly's hand tighter right beside me, I said, this is an adventure that we want to discover together. Get lost in a part of the city, discover a part of the city. Do you see that? We're going to this new lake today, we're going to this neighborhood, that kind of thing. And he looked at me and he said, are you asking me or are you telling me? And I gulped and I said, I guess I'm telling you. The point is that we wanted this together and we stuck to our convictions. I've said it before, if you work in a store, if you work in a dry cleaning store, while you work there, give it your all and like it. If you hate that business, then you should quit. You're not being fair to your employer and you're not being fair to yourself. You have to You have to go into these things 100%. And you got to believe it, because not everybody around you is going to believe it.